you're gonna need a friend. Take yourself out of the line. Yeah, you got something you gotta prove. You still got time. Some don't know what they're here for, so they try to dig deeper. Look below the surface, maybe find an answer. Oh, true reflection comes from the failure. Oh, if you're gonna find what you can do, you gotta fall on your face a few times. Yeah. Welcome, family and friends, to the longest running daily variety show on the planet. I started writing this song last night. We never really got any lyrics out. Not really sure if I'm even going to get anything worthwhile in it now, but good way to start the show. You never know what you're gonna do if you don't open the door. You got so much opportunity, but you got to get off your seat. You got to put your feet to work, yeah. can put your line into the pond, yeah. If there ain't no fish, you got to sit there all night, you wish you went to the store, grab yourself the cheapest soul you could find, yeah, throw it on the fryer. Yeah, you get some time back in your pocket. You can't get it back, no. You can't get this moment back ever, so you better connect with it like we do here every day. Lock yourself in for the ride, yeah. We're gonna go all night, yeah, like we do every day. You got to let your body sway to the music, yeah. Let that groove get your body going, yeah. You feel all the kinks start moving out, yeah. You gotta twist and shout, yeah, yeah. You got to twist and shout, yeah. You twist and shout. 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 You twist and shout.
What are some of the myths about Black people in pain?
Twist and
Really? There we
shout.
go. All we have to do is just talk about it.
You twist and shout. You twist and shout. You twist and shout. You twist and shout. You got to let it out, yeah, yeah. Dance around, yeah. You twist and shout. Don't let yourself feel down, no. Like got you. All you gotta do is show. I'm here every twist, don't you show? Twist and shout, yeah. We're going to write a song like this every night. All you got to do is shout. Twist and shout, yeah. Twist and shout. Yeah, twist and shout. Shout it out loud, yeah. You go down and gonna play around, yeah. Oh, you got to twist and shout. You twist and shout. You twist it round and round, round. Come back down to the ground. You twist and shout. You can feel it in your bones, yeah. You twist and shout. Shout it out. Shout it out, yeah, yeah, yeah. You twist and shout. I'm gonna shout it out. Yeah. You twist and shout. Can you feel it? Can you feel the groove? Yeah, boy, you gotta twist and shout. Moving in your groove, and yeah, you got to feel it in your body, yeah. You got to twist and shout. You got to twist and shout, yeah. You twist and shout. Shout, yeah, yeah. You got to twist and shout. You twist and shout. You twist and shout. Welcome to the longest running daily variety show on planet Earth, the Mark and Spire Show. You were just a part of a brand new song that was created in the moment. Well, it started last night when I looped that, and it culminated in this moment at the beginning of the show when I created all the lyrics and added the twist and shout part. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if it's good enough, I will probably not have time to edit it, and it's just going to fall into the wayside like all the other great songs I write here on a daily basis. So if you like that, come back tomorrow. I don't have anybody here who could say, hey, you know what, that was such a good song, Mark. I'll make sure we get it. I'll make sure we edit it down so then you can put that out on the next album. I have too many already on my phone, so they'll probably just fall on the wayside. So if you did like it, I don't know, help me out somehow. Make comments on those shows. Hey, Mark, you got to pull that song. If you go through any of my shows and find songs you have not seen me release yet, I've released 209 songs, but there's likely over 1,200 songs, I'm thinking, that have been created here in the moment. And maybe one day I'll be able to get a team of people to go through and pull all of that content and release it. But for now, we do our best, and we write songs like that. So I hope you'll come back. Tomorrow morning, I'll be live at 9 a.m., and then live again tomorrow evening. It is Martin Luther King Day, so I'm not really sure how it's going to work out yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll go live still, even though if everybody's still sleeping, I'll be up. I'll come here and I'll do it. BDP in the house, how are you, my friend? I'm looking into the U.S. manufacturing and how it dried up. I'm going to be doing a story about that, BDP asked.
I did leave a little community note. Seems like only BDP saw it. But any stories you'd like to see me do, I'm happy to spend the time and create a really cool story that is the full breakdown. So you're not getting any just like whitewashed story. It's really 100% the full article, essentially. I'm reading everything, trying to add my own little spin on it as far as my style, but I'm literally verbatim reading these stories. The good thing about that is when I do reflect on some things, I'm able to definitely tell you when I think these stories aren't accurate. Most times I'm getting stuff that's more scientific and stuff that's not necessarily controversial. It's just here's the information. And those I'm willing to trust a little more than ones that are very, very controversial. Like, for example, the title of today's show is What Happened in 1840. And the reason I did that is today's day 1840 in a row of this show. I started thinking, I should have been doing this for a very long time, is if I figured out what happened that day, and every day during this run, I was just saying what happened that day. So, for example, on day 1648 in a row, if I said, "Hey, in the year 1648, this happened," it's not like you have a ton of information going backwards, but going forwards, we have a lot. So now I'm thinking every day I may just kind of hit you with a historical fact from the day that I'm connected with, which is today, day 1840 in a row. And tomorrow I may come at you with a fact from day 1841, which is also year 1841. So we have a lot to talk about here. Zabrowski. I got a gentleman named Matt Zabrowski here. He's a woohoo guy. Oh, sorry, Zabrowski. I almost missed the point. Zabrowski wants to be pointed at. And you got to give him his due respect. Sometimes he's feeling down on himself. And you need to lift him up before he lifts you up, with the woohoo. I'm sorry, Joanne. I'm having a hard time hearing you over the wheeze. Joanne. Oh, yeah, that was Joanne. Now, guys, I specifically got to Home Depot today, and I bought a bottle of WD-40 and doused Joanne's throat before we started the show. And as you can tell, there's no benefit at all. Yeah. She does have the slit in the side of her face now, which is going for her. In fact, let me fix that. Joanne, did you have to do it when I stood up, Joanne? Let's see if we can fix Joanne's head gash. Joanne, did we fix your head gash? Oh, we did. You don't have the gash in the side of your head anymore. Kind of miss it, to be honest, Sometimes you need her with a gashy head. Anyway, Deb Denny's in the house. Love it. Trish Killian's here. Pamela Swan, Dead End Collective kicking it with me. Look at this. Dead End Collective's hitting us with a little historical fact. 1840 was the year the Protestants established their first church in Ireland. How cool is that? Dead End Collective, you may like this. I don't know if you saw this when I did it, but this is the Confession of Faith from 1793, and it's from Edinburgh. It's from the Church of Scotland, and it's larger and shorter catechisms with the scripture proofs at large. This is a really cool book. We read a little bit of this at one point. I put one piece of content out, but I do plan on going through this and getting into this. They apparently say that this is the, I'm not sure if it's the Calvin Bible. No, it's more the Quaker Bible. This is the Quaker Bible right here, and this is the original from 1793. So I think this is the very first edition. In fact, it says number 98 as if this was like a very, very rough, like a short print copy. I don't know how many they made of this, but 1793 Confessions of Faith, and it's numbered 98. Kind of cool, and that's from the Church of Scotland, which is awesome. I also have the 1775 Bible, which is from the Church of England. John Archbishop Deacon John Archbishop is the one who printed that one. And that one's a 1775 Old Testament, 1776 New Testament. You guys likely have seen the content on the 13th month and all the other discrepancies within the 1775 Bible. That was me you were watching and liking that other creator's content. It's funny, I saw me pop up, and I'm like, oh, cool, that's cool. I popped up in my own feed. Like 40,000 likes for me saying the thing about the Bible, and like it's amazing. And then I click on the guy; he's got like less followers than me. I'm the creator of it, and they gave all the views to somebody else. It's like it baffles me how much they want to keep people from what I actually do. They'll let somebody else share me, but they won't share me. It's really kind of hilarious. But it's not funny at all when you've been live for 1,840 days in a row. Anyway, let's get back to what I really wanted to talk about today, which was 1840 was also the year that... Uh-oh, did I just close it? No. Why isn't it opening? I mean, what are we talking about over here? All right. 1840 was the year that the Wilkes expedition, Charles Wilkes, the United States naval officer, set sail for the exploratory mission to the far reaches of the southern seas with 6 small, barely adequate ships. 82 officers, 342 sailors, and 9 scientists and artists made the expedition. The United States exploring expedition was charged with exploring waters in the extreme south to learn more about the weather, sea conditions, uncharted lands, guys, Antarctica, uncharted lands, and other information of scientific and economic interest. The Wilkes expedition succeeded in discovering the continent of Antarctica, mapping large sections of Australia, and gathering a wealth of scientific and commercial information. The background, although the existence of the southern continent had been proposed by the ancient Greeks, who felt a large southern landmass must exist to balance the land north of the equator, no confirmed sightings of the purported continent had been made. Captain James Cook, 1728 to 1779, and the crew of the Endeavour had approached the continent in 1773, but were turned back by heavy ice and never sighted the continent. Later in 1821, should freaking get a picture of this on the screen here. Joanne, if that's your real name. How do we do this? You know, Joanne, you're a Weezer. Let's see if we can throw something on here so at least you're looking at something. I mean, it's just be better. It's a good story, but what are we talking about, you know? Let's go to the pictures of... I'm going to throw this on there. Antarctica pictures. Now, I brought up the pyramids because I think it's kind of interesting that there are pyramids in Antarctica. And I truly believe if we get into it and we're allowed to discover, we'd probably find a lot more crazy stuff going on there. And unfortunately, we are dealing with some shady business because people don't want to let you see the stuff that's going on in the real world. You know, they're not interested in that. Let's see how this works out. Where are you? I don't see it. All right, let me put a new picture up. This is what's annoying. Like, when you're not ready, I'm not ready. And now all of a sudden I'm trying to get ready for you. How's everybody doing out there? So this is just an ancient pyramid, possibly. I'm not sure if this is even real, to be honest. It's probably manufactured like everything else that NASA does. I'm just saying. Why is that behind me? You'll see. So, bang, biggity, boo. We're back right there. And I even have Joanne, you know, by the pyramid. Joanne is massive, you know, ridiculously massive. Anyway, we're looking at an ancient pyramid there. But I'm thinking perhaps it would make more sense, Joanne, if we got rid of you, because you're just the worst. That didn't work. There we go. Let's put on the Windows screen grab deal, right? And then you guys can just see what I'm reading at the same time, and you can see how good of a job I'm doing. I would like to put a picture up, but it's just, I didn't prepare for this, guys. I just saw it right before the story, you know. Joanne, it would be nice if you stopped the wheezing while I'm figuring this out. Was that you? I'm going to blame you for that one. I'm pretty sure that was you who tutor alerted. It wasn't me. Yeah. I can't find this. Joanne, I don't know what I did with that Window capture. Found it. You know, sometimes when you don't think you could find it, you got to find it. And I just did. Let's go back to our story, though. I want to finish reading that about this. This is pretty interesting to me. You know, the fact that 1840, there we go, got us back in. Joanne, how about this? We're going to do the Wilkes Expedition. There it is. Let's take Joanne off the screen because she's just a wheezer, you know. Joanne, I'm sorry, but I can't handle the wheeze and do the show. It's like one or the other, one or the other. Anyhow, anywho, although the existence, we got past that part, guys. James Cook and the crew of the Endeavour got past that part, guys. Later in 1821, an American sealer, he's not a sailor, he was a sealer. He was killing seals, clubbing seals, you know. Nathaniel Palmer was known for killing and clubbing baby seals. He had an affinity for the baby seal killing, the clubbing, I'm sorry. But it's a delicacy, you know, the flesh in a child, like a baby, you know, seal. He went down in history as a baby seal killer, you know. And then also he went to the Antarctic Peninsula as well, only after he clubbed many baby seals. Seals. I think it's seal, right? It's just like almost like sheep. The baby seals. I think it's not a plural. You got to let me know, guys. I haven't said that one in a while. Here we go, guys. But, you know, we're here. And Nathaniel Palmer was a sealer. He discovered the Antarctic Peninsula, also called Palmer Peninsula. Russian explorer Fabian Gottlieb von Bellinghausen sort of nailed that one. Bellinghausen would have been better if I went right at it. He discovered some small islands near Antarctica, and an American named Davis actually landed on the continent. But none of these men realized that they had discovered the southern continent. And because of this, none of them are credited with the discovery. In fact, by 1840, many were beginning to suspect that there was no southern continent at all. Right? Ooh, that looks like a pretty good freaking steak right there. Hold on, I'm starving when I saw that. During the first part of the 19th century, American whaling and sealing, back to it with the baby club sealer over there, you know, the ships were actively sailing every ocean, gradually depleting stocks of these animals near the United States and eventually around South America. The ships pushed further south. They began to encounter strong weather, uncharted regions, and had trouble locating new hunting grounds. Commercial sailors were loath to share information that might take away their competitive advantage, so a comprehensive understanding of the far southern oceans did not exist. In 1836, Congress passed a bill authorizing the president to send out a surveying and exploring expedition to the Pacific Ocean and the South Seas. The expedition's goals would be to fill in the gaps of knowledge about the seas, whether the lands were extreme to the south to give American sailors an advantage over those of other nations when sailing those seas. The goals of the expedition were stated thusly. Although the primary objective of the expedition is the promotion of the great interest of the commerce and navigation, yet you will take all occasions not incompatible with the great purposes of your undertaking to extend the bounds of science and promote the acquisition of knowledge. That was some guy. I don't know who said that. Unbeknownst to Congress, Great Britain and France had reached similar decisions and were sending squadrons of ships south at the same time. After offering the leadership position to a number of well-qualified candidates, all of whom turned the opportunity down for one reason or another, probably because they didn't want to die going down. Like, where are we going? Just going in a ship that way? No, I'm sorry. You do that. Do you got anybody else you want to call? Anybody else who's well-qualified? You may want to give him a ring. I'm not going. Wilkes was the only crazy motherfucker to do it, and he asked to lead it. He's like, I want to lead it. They're like, dude, you're going to have no fingers. Frostbite style. You come back, you got nubs. Nubby hands, nubby freaking feet. You're walking around doing it, though. Just falling over everywhere. You try to stop. Oh, who's that? That's Nubby McGee. He's back. Nubby McGee's back from his trip to Antarctica. He did it, though, guys. Yeah, but didn't he have fingers before? And toes? Yeah, but whatever. He still went. You know, what were you doing? What? Oh, you were toasty and, like, warm back in Great Britain? You're just a selfish human, you know? You should have done it for your grandma. You didn't get 9 of them? No, I'm sorry. It's a whole different thing. Guys, here we go. Wilkes accepted, and on August 18th, 1838, the expedition set sail. They were to return 4 years later, having accomplished their goals in the Southern Ocean as well as mapping parts of the Australian coast, a number of South Pacific islands, and large parts of West Coast of North America. What was the impact, Joanne? What was the impact of the discovery of Antarctica? Well, we figured out that aliens run that part of the planet, you know, and they're like, listen, you freaking like janky mofos that you can't do you can't even like farm anymore. You got a stupid phone in your hand. You're, look, I'm going to watch how to do it on YouTube. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. Zoop, 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 zoop. And we're like, I'm going to play Tetris. You're doing a Tetris? Well, they're just coming to take over the world. So, yeah, that's what the Wilkes expedition did. It went down there and messed with the aliens. They were like, you pieces of garbage ever come down here again. We're blasting you out, all of you. And they were like, I wonder what we should do. We have to figure out how to beat these people. Let's do like something called Operation Fishbowl. Let's see if we can get the fuck out of here. That would be the first thing, because those people are there now. We didn't know they were there. Now we know they're there. We got to get the hell out of here, guys. We're not the top of the food chain. And all of a sudden, fishbowling it, you know. Nukes. And then we start seeing more activity from the UFOs, you know, from the UAPs. Some people like to call them by, like, you know, the scientific term, UAPs. No, it's the UAPs. You know, and some UFOs are better than UFOs. It's just faster, guys, you know, like a UFO. I'm going to do a UFO. By the time you said it, that thing's in like Mars. UFO. Oh, I got it before it left our atmosphere. Hey, guys, it's up to you if you want to be like topical and timely with your descriptions about UFOs and UAPs. Yeah, it's on you, really, at the end of the day. It's on you. Right, guys? Anyway, that's how I feel about it, at least. Dead Ends hit me with some more history, guys. History facts. 1847 was the year of the Great Famine in Ireland, where 2/3 of the population died or left. That is pretty freaking crazy. Dead End, what was the cause of the Great Famine? And I could look it up, but I'm curious if you could just share that real quick. I'll share along with that. That's a pretty cool detail. I heard that there is a nickel volcano there heating up. Is there? I don't know. Maybe Dead End can tell us about that. Timmy Beers in the house. I got Helen Gale Townsend with me. Loving it. Virginia S. Coop in the house. Timmy Beers, my brother. You know, it's always a good time when Timmy's able to make it. NG17! Yes! Oh, goodness, guys. It's a party. It's a party. Raven Kiefer, BDP, Deb Denny. Oh, man, this is a good time. And over here on TikTok, I see one soul kicking it with me, I think. Pro-Am RC, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll follow the link in my bio and join us here on YouTube. It's where I intend to bring the world together every day for an hour of positivity and some good music and some comedy. You know, last night we went through a ton of my one of my feature films. It's called The Donald Trump Show. It's what kind of got me canceled. Not kind of, did get me canceled. I just show up anyway. You know, it's been 1,840 days in a row today. And we've done a lot of stuff. Like, we've done every single game show you could ever think of. What? King Kong's kicking it with us at 5 a.m., guys. I'll tell you, King Kong's one of our only morning supporters. Almost every morning I go live at 9 a.m., King Kong's kicking it with us because that's the time that King Kong's up, you know? You're awesome, King Kong, being here at 5 a.m. We got to play something special for King Kong because it's 5 a.m. Oh, goodness. Let me see what we could do. We are roughly 35 minutes into this Sunday night show. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, so mostly everybody's going to be home at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you guys when I go on the air. And I do have, what I'm planning on doing tomorrow is answering questions. A-Play sent over a ton of questions for me about real estate. So I'm going to try to answer all those, and that may be the start of other call-ins. I like the morning show to be like a call-in show. So if you guys want to call in and chat about anything, chat about the markets, wherever you are in the country, pick my brain, 15 years of real estate experience, or talk about anything else we talk about here on a daily basis. I'm happy to do that. We had a call the other day from Gianluca, and it was really awesome because he kind of put me on a few other missions for the Chasing History show. So I will be getting a lot of that stuff out there. Today I did the one on the Houthis and the U.S. airstrike. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. It's only about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. But I'm really kind of into this this new concept. In fact, I may play just a couple things for you so you see what we're doing. I mean, it's funny how I graduate from one thing to the next, and I don't even want to look at the old thing. Like the Baldwin thing, the Hilaria Baldwin thing is so freaking funny. But now I'm doing video behind myself, and I'm like, I don't want to watch pictures behind myself. It's just kind of like not as good, but it's still great comedy. I don't know if you guys saw that bit. One of the funniest bits. But I digress. There are other things I think get us really going, and they really kind of are intended to bring everybody together for a really, really silly laugh. And one of them, I think, is potentially the best thing. It's the best game show I've ever done. It's not really a game show, but it is a show. And people really like this show. So I think what I'll try to do is play it for you, because on a Sunday night, when everybody's at home, they're getting ready for MLK, there's nothing better than getting moinked. I'm going into pitch right now, really nervous. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm hoping that they're excited about moinking. It's the newest trend. You guys will hear about it soon. I'm going to do a pitch in a few seconds here. But I'm really excited. I'm just nervous. This is the first time I've ever pitched like this in front of sharks. So like, I don't know if they're going to just chew me alive, or if they're going to be like, moinking is the most exciting thing since freaking hula hoop. And it is. But I gotta first go and make my case. So I'm heading in now, guys. Wish me luck. Thanks. I'll see you soon, all right?
How will Moink make out in the shark?
Hi, sharks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of Moink. What's that? Moink? What is Moink? When you get your friggin' Moink on, everybody's excited. Let me tell you a little bit about it. When you go out with friends and you're like, hey, what are we gonna do later? I'm like, dude, get a freaking Moink. And everybody's like, I want a Moink. Where do you go? 1995. Look, you have to do is we'll call 1-800 number, and we'll give you a freaking Moink. So look, that's the whole business, really. And like, who's on board? Who wants to be on the Moink train, you know? Some people are a little nervous about getting on the Moink train because they don't know what it is. The bottom line is this. Do you remember the 60s? Yeah, I remember. I know you do, Mr. Wonderful. Remember back in the 60s when people were banging it out? That's what the Moink is about here, 2023 style, because we couldn't really get it off the ground 2019, Plan Demaroo, and now instead we're reeling it back. We brought it back in, and people are getting their Moink on for the first time ever. I'm sorry, what's that, Barbara?
I find you enormously abrasive. I feel as though you don't have the capacity to listen.
No, Barbara, you can't just ask me questions like that when I'm trying to do my presentation. Okay, you want to ask me questions during the presentation? How about you let me present first before you start asking me questions about valuation? Oh, you're asking for $50 million for 1.5%. How did you get that valuation, Mark? How about you shut your friggin' hole till I finish, my presentation? And then you could ask your questions. And I'll lay it out for you. I'm gonna give you all the detail, Barb. What's that?
Your biggest danger is underestimating how successful you could be and what you're going to need to get there. You need me?
No, Barbara, I'm sorry. I thought you were on like a one-on-one friend basis now. Like you're investing in Moink. And when you do invest in Moink, all of a sudden I can call you Barb, you know? I didn't know I'd be offending you in the moment. I'm sorry about that. Look, bottom line, sharks, who the frig's on board to get their Moink on? Mr. Wonderful, I'm sorry.
You may not like this offer,
but I'm going to make it anyway. I would want some kind of cash flow in the form of, you know, maybe I'd make it debt or maybe I'd make a royalty.
No, this isn't like a debt deal, okay? You want to make it a debt deal. Look, I'm going to structure this with a debt slash umbrella plan. You want to do a traveler's insurance? I don't need a traveler's insurance plan to, you know, deal with Moink. You know, when you're out there on the streets of Michigan and you're doing it, you know, and everybody's like, tell me a little bit about Moink. And you're like, no, you gotta get the Moink on. And you do the dance. That's when everybody goes wild. They all wanna be on board. They all wanna get their Moink products. So we came out with our very first shirt. Go Moink yourself. And look, if you have a problem with that one, then you're not a Moink, you know, like connoisseur. You want to be a Moink connoisseur, then you know that Go Moink Yourself is like the foray into the brand, you know, positioning. I'm sorry, what's that, Cubes?
Just for calling me Cubes, I'm out.
Now, I will call you Cubes, okay, because your name is Cuban, and I'm a shorter than, you know, longer name guy. I'm gonna give you the acronym, okay, you're Cubes. And listen, all I have to tell you, Cubes, is that we're making big ducats here on, you know, on Moink. And when you have Moink, you got money. You know, that's not one of our other, like, bumper stickers. When you got Moink, you got money. Because think about it, 60s, when you were moinking, you know, like babies being born, everybody's getting moinked. Look, I'm just painting a picture for you guys, Sharks. If you want to invest in the hottest company in the world right now, getting your Moink on, the valuation's clear to me. Yeah, but you guys, I know you want a little bit more, so let me give you the t-shirt number 2. Get the Moink out of here, you know what I mean? And then what you're doing is you're telling them that they can't Moink where they are. Like, you can't Moink here. You gotta Moink somewhere else, you know? And again, we're trying to be safe Moinkers while we're also supplying more Moinking. You know, so it's like more Moinking, but safe Moinking. So look, that's our product here. Do you have any specific questions for me as the inventor of Moinking? Moink Mondays, that's another one we're doing now. There's 10% off on the website if you want to get into the Moink Mondays, you know, routine. Look, I'm just letting you know about the kind of the specifics of our website on moink.com. And remember, this is a kind of moving product in a way, okay? Because we started with Moink, and we're gonna very quickly move over to Poink. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Poink. Poink is for your animals, okay? And when they're going out there to procreate in order to make new species.
You are remarkably entertaining. I firmly believe that you'd be hugely successful if you did a comedy routine.
Okay, no, sorry. That one we'll leave out of this pitch, okay? You guys could ask me about poinking later. But right now, we'll stick to moinking, okay? Which is the maternal, you know, version of poinking. Listen, we're doing it right now. We are cash positive. We've made $15.7 million in the first 7 days. Everybody's getting their moink on. Who's on board? Who wants to be the next moinker? We call people who, you know, who are part of the moink, you know, let's call ourselves an organization. How about that? The Moink organization. I was gonna say the Moink team, but we're more than a team, you know? Like, you guys bring so much to the table. That's why I'm here today. I really want a deal. I'm not here like that guy, like, oh, he's killing it. He made $15.1 million in the first 7 hours. So he doesn't really want a deal. I do want a deal. I'm here to do a deal because I need the expert tutelage from you guys, you know? So look, I'm gonna lay it out for you. We're killing it, yes, but I need a shark in order to shark it. You know, like you could kill it, but wouldn't you rather shark it, which means you gnaw the freaking face off? I'm just saying that that's what I want from you guys. I don't want to just kill it and then it's like, oh, it's dead. You know, everything's dead. No, I want it to be a constant shark attack. And that's what I'm thinking. All 5 of you, we all get our moink on together. It's a group moinking, you know? And some people are like, wait a second, we're doing group moinking? Yes, that's part of the freaking program. Like shirt number 3 was, if you're not down, get a group moink going. Yeah? And then people are starting to see it from that perspective. 2023. You know, you don't tell people what they are, who they could be, who they should be with, and you can say, why don't you all join and get a moink on, you know? T-shirt, 3rd one.
What are your sales?
We're killing on that one too. We made $747,243 in 7 seconds. Yeah. Look, when you got the most successful and cash positive business you've ever seen on Shark Tank, walk in here and say, I want to do a deal. You know, you guys say, where are the freaking deals? Let's throw them on the table for this guy. Let's go. Let's just put them on. And then I'm gonna sit there and just read them off. Okay, look, Barbara's offering $17.4 million for 1.5%. Right?
Tell us why it's
By the way, in all
50
transparency,
million.
I have a couple of these.
Highest valuation ever requested in the Shark Tank.
Just want to be clear I heard you properly.
Guys, my valuation's clear. You see what I've done. Sales, you know, boinking. You know? I got nothing else. That's all I know is that when people want to get their moink on, they're going to moink.com, you know? And they're putting in their order for a double moinking. That's another thing. The double moink. We're offering bonus points on the first moink. And then when you put it towards the second moink, and you pay the difference, double moink situation, you know? Look, that's just like the ultimate. If you can get a double moink, you know, then like everybody is excited. They really want to, you know, start telling their friends. They start buying apartments and like, you know, painting rooms because of the moinking. They're hopeful that maybe that's going to lead to more, you know?
What problem is it actually solving?
Guys, this is how we bring the world together, by moinking. So I don't think I could tell you any more about moink than I've done so far. So I appreciate you guys, and at this point, I will take questions. Sharks, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mark Pires. I am the inventor of moink. You may be saying to yourself, what the frig is moink? I'm gonna tell you all about it right now.
It's one of the worst ideas I've ever seen. I'm out.
Mr. Wonderful, how could you be out before I even said, I didn't even tell you what the product was, and you're getting out already? Mr. Wonderful, you may be like a moinker. You don't even know if that's our, you know, thing. When someone's into moinking, we used to call them a moinker. And if you're not a moinker before I even get through it, you know, like I'm here, I'm trying to do it, give you the pitch. You won't even let me get through a pitch before I'm out. I'm Mr. Wonderful, I'm out. You're not so wonderful if you can't even let me finish my pitch first. What's that?
You guys are on top of the world. You were dominating.
Oh, Cuban, I appreciate you over here giving me cubes. Good guy. Listen, I'm going to tailor my speech directly to Cuban because I think I'm kind of pissed off now, Mr. Wonderful. I don't even want to look in your direction. All right? I'm doing it here to Cubes. Cubes, listen. Moink You is our first like go-to product, you know, when people are out on the streets and they're like just trying to get the brand awareness, you know. We have these t-shirts and the first thing you see is Moink You. It's just creating conversation. I know you know what that's like. Social media style. You want to create a conversation with your clientele in order to build the business. Now, of course, our customer acquisition cost is less than $1 because everybody wants to get moinked. And when you're doing a moinking type of deal with the Sharks, maybe not Mr. Wonderful, but again, Cubes, moinking, you know, listen, you should bring it up at a Dallas Mavs meeting. Guys, everybody ever heard of moinking? Have you guys been doing a moinkaroo? And then everybody's in, you know. You get a, not a controlling, you know, share, but you get a 1.5% of the business. Yeah, that's big money right there. Big money. But listen, I wanted to say something first of all, Barbara. I don't really appreciate the way that you just come to your valuation of the moink business without, first of all, hearing me out of why I think the valuation should be what it is, you know?
Not for a second. But here's what we see again and again on Shark Tank, which always disturbs me. It's your approach to business, right? I see you as a cautious, respectful, intellectual guy, very bright, assessing, analyzing, but you forgot to take it out to market and see if there's even a demand there.
I can add a lot of value here, bringing this into my portfolio and making you a Shark Tank company.
Mr. Wonderful, with your stupid little, like, you know, I always noticed you do one of these, Mr. Wonderful, in every single picture. You have something, secret society stuff you want to tell us about? I'm part of a Testavan. Yeah, we know all about you. Be shut up and stuff. But what about, are you part of, like, Illuminati? Like, what do we do? Look, at every photo, I'm like this. Yeah, we know what that means. Listen, you're out anyway. I don't freaking care what you think of me with your Illuminati ties. Okay, look, guys, let's get back to brass tacks. Okay? Moink you. The first product. Second one is go moink yourself. That one, we went gold, platinum, double digits. You know, when I got a call from the supplier, they were like, we can't, we don't even have any more fabric for this. I had to question them. I pressed them. How could you run out of fabric for a moink? You know, like people want to get moinked. So let me get back to this, because Barbara, I know you're on freaking bated breath. You can't wait to learn more about moinking. Now, it is a process that involves your libido, first of all. You know, I know that you're lacking that, Mr. Wonderful. You know, you were thinking about getting into women's sports. We know, 2023. But look, Mr. Wonderful, that's you, okay? I'm still working with cubes. I'm still working over here with Barbara. Barbara, let me ask you a question, if I'm allowed to ask questions of you guys. Like, you're here asking me questions. I want to ask you questions. When's the last time you moinked? You know, I'm here. I'm doing the moinking. I got the t-shirts. Go moink yourself.
I probably need this product more than any other woman on earth. I haven't had a sexual thought in probably 30 years.
And you can't even, like, tell me why moinking is, like, not the best thing since Wonder Bread? You know, 62, 5 cents a freaking loaf. And now you're talking about my valuation. Inflation. Look, remember, when you have an inflationary tactic, and it has to do with Wonder Bread, but you're getting moinked? You know? I mean, look, you could say negatively, I got moinked, but, like, don't you want to get moinked, Barbara? I mean, like, at a certain point, maybe you're just not into it anymore. You're just like, I'm over getting moinked. But right now, this is a moinking situation. We're here doing a Shark Tank. Yeah, I know Kevin's here. He can, you know, we'll turn him in the other direction, Barbara. Okay. If you don't want to get your moink on, just because freaking Mr. Wonderful is here. What's that? No, you're not wonderful. I was joking. Didn't you see me do air quotes? Cubes. You saw me do air quotes, right? What is he talking about? I am wonderful. No, I was joking with you. Sarcasm. You know, Mr. Wonderful is like literally sarcasm. Everybody's laughing at you, Mr. Wonderful, not with you. Yeah. What's that? No, I don't care if they're laughing at me. That's the point of this, you know? No, Cubes, he's just being a jerk, okay? I get it. I'm the butt of the joke. You know, maybe if you guys were throwing deals at me instead of freaking complaints and more obstacles. Oh, what were your sales in 2019? We had the Plan Demaroo. You know, what did you want me to do during the Plan Demaroo when everybody can't get out there and moink? You know, there's no moinking when you've got to be social distancing, you know? Oh, sir, your business, how's it doing? Are you flourishing? No, I got to call the SBA. You got to help me out. I'm here. What's your business, sir? Moink. What's that about? Go moink yourself. You haven't seen the shirts? Oh, yeah, no, I did see that. Right? What's that, Cuban? No, Cuban, look, you want to have controlling interest in the company? You got to pay big bucks, you know, or you can go moink yourself. You know, that's shirt too, remember. And if you're not going to be an investor in the company, you could at least be an investor in the company by purchasing a Go Moink Yourself shirt. You know? What's that green dress over there?
I think that the businesses that do really well right now are those that have a purpose.
You know, I appreciate your green dress. I do. nice neon green. That was a choice. That was a choice. You know, I wouldn't have gone with neon green. Like, you know, that's just me. Look, again, I'm here. I'm moinking. And I'm just looking for a partner. Like, who wants to get their moink on? You know? I mean, and again, you could be private with your moinking. This is a private business. What's that, neon? No, neon, you can't. Look, if you want to have like a taster / like, you know, let me see if I could get a product sample, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not only the product inventor, I'm also a client. Look, neon, this is a pyramid scheme. Okay, we're working on a pyramid scheme, but this one works. You know? Like, you guys had a problem with Madoff, but he did it right for a very long time. You know, he kept everybody in the dark. They're all like, I got a lot of money. And then he just took it all. You know, that's what we're doing here sort of too with the moink. Everybody's in, they're thinking, look, I got a really good, you know, investment here in moink. And then you dropped the other shoe, you know? What's that, Cuban?
To everybody who's watching, don't buy it. I'm out.
No, Cuban, what do you mean you're out? Cuban!
I really don't know anything. Mark, sometimes your level of arrogance really pisses me off. I only say that you don't give people a chance. I wish I knew what their business was if you would let people talk.
This is the freaking deal of the century! Moink! Who cares if you're just rug pulling people? That's what we do best here. You must have missed my feature film, The Wolf of Crypto. It is available on YouTube to watch, where I rug pull everybody. What is that?
Won't want to be ya.
Well, no, I mean, it's one of my alter egos, you know, because I wasn't going to use my real social security number for that. So Peter Bishop went out and robbed everybody blind. And he's a multi-millionaire, Peter Bishop. Then, of course, offshoring it, I dropped those funds, that's right, into Moink. And now I'm moinking it, you know? But look, if you guys don't want to be, you know, like in and green neon, like you want to do you, whatever, you know? But like, I'm going to just continue to moink the freaking business, you know? I'm going to moink it into the ground if I have to. And if you guys don't want to be a part of it and green, neon, moink the system. You know, some people are like, I want to build a really successful business. I want to moink the freaking system. I moink the system. Everybody gets their moink on. You collect the profits. Bang, biggity, boo. You know? What's that, neon? No, neon, you won't get caught. There's no issues here. This is all above board. You know, people are buying a control, you know, in the company, which is just getting their moink on until they realize that it's like an Amish thing, you know? Sometimes you're not really expecting Lancaster to come into the picture, and all of a sudden you're there. You know? Lancaster, Pennsylvania, they're out in the freaking horse and buggy. And then you realize you got duped, you know? But look, if you guys aren't into getting duped with the Amish, and you get them thinking like they all of a sudden got some lottery ticket and they can now support their family by moinking, and now, you know, selling the moinking results to the public, I mean, that's on you guys. I just want to say one more thing before you know. Remember this face, okay? Especially you, Cuban, and freaking you, stupid. Yeah, I'm calling you stupid with the dumb head. Why don't you polish that freaking head before you go on camera? Let me ask, I needed to know this before Mr. Underhall. Do they, like, put a base on that stupid nog before you go out here for filming? Because you got to imagine there's a shine on that thing, you know? Get your shine box, you know, that type of deal.
You're a get the out of here.
Oh! Remember this face, all right? Because I'm going to be a success with Moink.
You. We're all like
I'm telling you, whether it was you or me or Robert or one of us, he was going to do that to somebody. It just happened to be you or the last guy. He's an idiot. He's a con artist.
Kevin, don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
Look, I went in there, I gave him my all. I told him all about Moink. And I just couldn't get anybody on board. I don't know what else I could have said. You know, get your moink on, go moink yourself. You know, Kevin just seemed to be a real deterrent from the very top. And I just couldn't get over his negativity at the end of it. You know, Mark Cuban, I thought he was on board. Like, he was going to invest. He was going to put everything he had, all of his billions, behind Moink. Because he gets his Moink on. He's got a lot of kids, you know? And he didn't get on board. Barbara, a little frigid there. So I'm not surprised on Barbara. But freaking Neon, when Neon Lady was sat there and she's going, and she's asking me stupid questions, that's when I was like, I got to get the freak out of here. I don't even want a deal anymore. No, of course I wanted a deal. You know, it really bothers me. I did everything I could in there. I did it all. And just I got nowhere except for here. You know, this is the walk of shame room. I get it. I'm on my way out the door. I'm going. And then you guys are going to laugh. Oh, look, he went in here. He's going to go get his moink on all by himself tonight. No, I'm not. I got a group moink going. Okay? Told you guys about it. Nobody wanted to get in on the group moink, but that again, that's on you.
The golden ticket goes to my favorite product.
I've made you a good offer.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is the winner.
Riding all the way to the bank, baby.
This is one of my favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Family Feud. And we're at it today. Looks like we got the Milky family over here. And of course, Joanne, she's wheezing it out, as per usual. And Joanne, what do we got with the Milkies? Are they gonna take a couple questions? Guys, look, first of all, how does this work with the bow ties? What are we doing with the bow ties, you know? Like, I don't have a bow tie. You think, Joanne, when you knew the Milkies were coming onto the program tonight, you couldn't get me a bow tie as well? So when I come out here to do the show, Steve Markey, you know, then I look like the Milkies. So together we're all doing, you know, the bow tie thing. You know, Joanne, Milkies, I'm sorry about this. This is all on Joanne and the wheeze. I apologize, all of you viewers at home, trying to watch the show and all you're getting is wheezeroo from Joanne over here, right? Look, Milkies, who's gonna step up for the first question? I gotta know, is it gonna be you, Magoo, over here? 9'6", you know, with the bow tie. You went with the pink one, huh? I get it. I get it. You're into pink. And like when you go to parties, everybody's like, hey, Felix, Milky, come on down. Yeah? Felix Milky, come on down to the Family Feud. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, your wheeze is destroying the show. I got the Milkies over here. Yeah? And Joanne keeps interrupting with the wheeze. So, first of all, I want to introduce myself. I am Steve Markey. I'm the host of the Family Feud. Been here doing it 1,596 days in a row. Mark Inspire's program. And tonight we're here Family Feuding it, you know? The Milkies. 1,596 in a row. And we're probably going to do a little something, but the Family Feud came into... I don't even know how the heck we got to the Family Feud, Joanne. I was looking for variety show backgrounds. And then the Milkies showed up, you know? And I thought to myself, if I'm going to have a Family Feud with anybody, it's the Milkies. I'm kind of sick of them at this point, you know?
So, Patsy, give me an update.
Now we're getting into
What's
it.
happening out there with Hurricane Laura?
Mr. President, the first responders did tremendous, and they saved the day.
Latest report from CNN was that there was some violence, but it was mostly peaceful. Just like the protests in Seattle, in Wisconsin, and in Portland, really. I saw a great meme today. It was a CNN reporter, And this was real. He's standing in front of like some massive fire in the streets, like a car just blew up or something. And he's standing there, and the byline is, "There is a couple of explosions, but it's mostly peaceful protests." I just have to laugh. The left is just so desperate. We're going to win big league. We're not going to let them stop the Trump train. Sleeps over Joe, taking a nap on his Joey futon. He's a bumbling Biden, really.
You're right, Mr. President. He is a bumbling Biden.
Winning big league every day, for the rest of my days at least. Sleepy, sleep, sleep sofa. I like to sleep on my sleep sofa. And look, I'm writing a new song right now. It's called Sleepy Times with Sleep Sofa Joe.
I love it, Mr. President. Can you add a part about him being a sleep sofa?
It goes a little something like this. Sleep sofa. I like to put my head down on the sleep sofa. I'm working on it with a songwriting master. I don't know if you know the Real Talk program, but I'm going to write a masterpiece.
Now that sounds like a hit, Mr. President.
That's right. Sleepy sleeper sleeps. Anyway,
Mr. President, what if you rolled down?
A sleepy sleep sofa.
Yes, that's it.
We're going to work on it. Anyway, have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
Hamill and Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump coming at us from the Rose Garden.
Look, I'm telling you right now, the country turns to crap with Sleep Sofa Joe. In the Oval Office, he's going to get rid of the chair at the desk, and instead he's going to put a sleep sofa right there. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting a word in my ear right now that he will be the sleep sofa in the White House. They're going to call him Sleep Sofa 1. They're going to have a nickname for Biden. It's going to be Sleep Sofa 1. Like for me, they call me Mr. Billions. And look, we all have a nickname. Just Sleep Sofa is going to be Sleep Sofa 1. I don't know. We're going to work on that one, especially, well, we'll come up with the titles before Sleep Sofa takes over office for me. I can see it already. Sleep Sofa 1 on the move. It's going to be hilarious. Betsy and I have been talking about it behind the scenes. I said, look, worst case scenario, Betsy. If we can't beat the Sleep Sofa, then leave him a nice present as he arrives into the Oval Office. Oh, yes, please, I'll take my coffee. Oh, he's already taking a nap. Sleep Sofa 1 is napping. Oh, I could see it already. I almost want to lose, just so I could speak to the Secret Service afterwards and hear all about it. But anyway, we'll get back to that. I think I'll see you tomorrow for the next Trump show.
Hamill and Jameson live from... It's Hamill and Jameson live from the studio. Is it coming to an end? The movie scripts are starting to come in. Let's find out more from Donald J. Trump.
Thank you so much for joining me on the balcony at the White House. I'm so thrilled I got a call today from Marvel. That's right. They want me to be the next Iron Man. I guess they've gotten kind of sick of Robert Downey Jr. Who could blame him? Look, I'm happy to take on the role. I mean, I've always wanted to be in a Marvel film. And now I'm going to be Iron Man. I can't wait. First Superman, now Iron Man. Who's next? Thor? I could play Thor because I have the looks, really. More like Bruce Wayne. They should probably get the rights to Batman. But we did start discussing perhaps like a new superhero. Like, how about Megatron? I love it. But anyway, look, I just wanted to thank you all for coming out to see me after I demolished the coronavirus. That's right. You shouldn't be scared. Your president is a god. I just took it on face to face, head on, and I won big league. Winning big league always. Anyway, I've got to go. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.
All right, there's one I have to find now that I saw that I'm just like, it's in my head to play for you. It's one of the funniest things I ever did as Trump when I was doing this crazy stuff. Let's see if I could just type this in. I found it. It's like sometimes I get lucky. I'll just put in like a word that I know is part of it. I'm going to give you guys this link because this is probably one of the funniest Trump bits that I ever did.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live.
Hold on, that's not where we're going to play it. Here we go. Hope you enjoy this one. Come on. Sometimes it gives you issues.
Rip! Hammerlin Jameson in the studio ripping the lid off. Donald J. Trump putting together an elite task force of special operatives.
Thank you. Thank you. Please take a seat. Thank you so much. I'm here to talk about police reform. Of course, it's the hot topic subject out there, besides the race war, of course. But I thought what we should do is reform the police departments. And we're hiring some heavy hitters to help us on the streets. A couple that you may not know about. As you've heard of Cobra, no doubt. Sylvester Stallone. He'll be coming out of retirement to play Cobra in the United States Police Force. We need to have all kinds of superheroes that are great police, like Dean Cain. Thinking about calling Dean Cain. He played Superman once as well. And also Steven Seagal will be coming out of retirement, taking his ponytail out and pushing people and flipping them over with his Steven Seagalness. And look, I'm thinking about also calling in Chuck Norris because, as you know, he was Walker, Texas Ranger. If we could use Walker, Texas Ranger to maybe help us save the police departments. So we're thinking maybe, I know we had a problem, but I'm thinking about calling up Arnold Schwarzenegger, kindergarten cop. That's right. He's a very, very gentle police officer. Also, we're hiring Peter Weller. That's right, RoboCop. We figure maybe we could get RoboCop out there to start fielding some criminal activity. He doesn't see color. RoboCop does not see color. He sees crime. So I'm thinking about bringing RoboCop on and making lots of RoboCops. Look, it's 2020. Why don't we have RoboCop 2020? Peter Weller edition. I already called him. I already called Peter Weller.
You called Weller?
Yeah, that's right. RoboCop. No racism here. It's RoboCop. He sees crime.
Best line in history. There's no racism here. It's RoboCop. He sees crime. Oh my goodness. Everything you see here as Trump, I improvised. There wasn't like the same thing as everything else in the show. There's no script. I just improvise everything as we go, and we come up with this crazy shit. It's like, what the hell? So as far as it goes, that's one of the creative things I did as Trumper. Something that I always thought was really great, and I never did an impression of the guy until I got to this point where it became necessary. And that's the other thing. I don't think about doing an impression of somebody until there's a reason to, And there are many people, like, there's a good example. I played for you guys last night. I think it was like episode 22 of the Trump show where I did like 15 voices. I didn't know I could do Artie Lang. I had no idea I could do Artie Lang. But I just did it. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's dead on. That's crazy. I never knew I could do Artie. And then I'm like, okay, that's funny. And we start going through, and Gary Vee is somebody I started doing. I'm like, man, Gary Vee is like it's crushing it, guys. Yeah, if you're not out there crushing it, it's like they're all these voices I love doing, but I also don't think about them until I have a reason to do them. So if you guys have somebody you want to hear me try, I'm always willing to give it a shot. Like I think one of the funnier ones that I never really thought about too until maybe like day 1200 or 1100 when I did a face swap was Jordan Peterson. Never thought about I could do Jordan Peterson before. And it's like he just kind of talks from up here. Look, we have a lot to talk about this afternoon. I want to get into it with you. You've got a lot to offer. And it's like, now I'm going Irish. That's not right. But there's like, I could grab him for a quick second. Dr. Jordan Peterson. Like, it's a cool voice he has. But somebody else I was doing the other day, I was like, that's basically Jordan Peterson. Dr. Evil. That's basically Dr. Evil's Jordan Peterson. That's it. I can realize it. I'll have to do, if I start to lose focus on Peterson, just go to Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil. It's Jordan Peterson. And by the way, he's like probably one of the most impressive minds we have today. It baffles me, but it doesn't baffle me how they hate him so much. It makes perfect sense because he's saying the right things in a time when they don't want you to know the right things, which is something we have in common. That part, right, NG? When I went into that, Dr. Evil, Jordan Peterson, wanted to talk to you about your psyche. Oh, goodness, but some of the voices are like classics, that I don't know if people know. Like when I used to do Scarface. Scarface was my favorite. Okay. But I used to do Scarface like scenes. I do the entire scenes. It was crazy. Joe Biden show. It's not like they can shadow ban you anymore. King Khan, you want to see the Joe Biden show? I did it. All right. Let's see. I got it here. This was an attempt, just like you said. I thought to myself, like, you know what I need to do? Because I'm so heavily suppressed, I need to do something for the opposite where, like, I'm ripping on Trump. That was what I thought. I was like, I got to do something where I'm ripping on Trump, and then it will be like an equal. So I made this, and then you'll see right away how I just kind of fell off the track from, like, literally second one.
It's Felix Robertson live from the studio, and we're joining Joe Biden for his newest commercial. Let's go to Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, soon the president.
Look, my Aunt Judy told me to come down here and say a couple words. So I'm going to read off this teleprompter here. We're going to have a conversation about Donald Trump. Everybody's dying right now because of this president. He's the one who brought coronavirus to America. He distributed it, and he has all the people. Look, the facts are, the people on the streets are rioting in the streets because of Donald Trump. They love Trump so much that they're rioting in the streets. That's right, it's the right-wing radicals. And my Aunt Judy told me that if I come out and start speaking against it, that maybe Donald Trump's supporters will stop all the rioting in the streets. Look, I think you gotta go out and vote for this leap. I mean, you gotta vote for Joe. You gotta just remember, I'm an average Joe. I've been just doing this my entire life. I think I got the runs or something because I got poopy in my pants. Look, before I get going to the bathroom, I just want to make sure you understand. We're fighting for the soul of America. The only person that can save it is a politician for 47 years that hasn't done it once in those 47 years. My Aunt Judy said I could do it now, though. Just move that teleprompter up a little. And I appreciate you. And I look forward to being the next president of the United States of America, Joe Trump.
So I tried. I did. But I'm a comedian, so it's like I can't just pretend. It's like I gotta make comedy that makes sense. And the funniest thing is, I did all this stuff before it all became clear the dude needs a teleprompter and he's pooping in his triple diaper. It's funny that like I nailed it all, it came true, but I did it all in 2018-19. and like it was so heavily suppressed from you guys. But we look back now, and Trish says it all the time. She goes, "This stuff's more topical now than when you did it then, because it was just as topical then, but they kept it from you. It should have blown up the first time round. This whole show should have exploded during the Donald Trump show, but it was such a freaking freak out to them that somebody nailed everything that was going on." And I was just a guy who stopped watching the news. I just want you to understand the perspective here. I'm a guy who stopped watching the news. And so all I had was the clearest perspective out there as far as I was concerned. I wasn't watching any of the fear. I was out here broadcasting positivity every day during the pandemic. The funny thing is, there were a few times I went live for like 4 hours, 5 hours at a clip daily. And I'd go live twice a day sometimes because I thought to myself, look, if I could go out there and be a beacon of positivity during this fear that's going on and deliver the truth, we're gonna at least get through this together. And that's kind of where the basis of the show is and started. And the positivity just got stronger. The music got better. More songs, more comedies. I started just branching out and doing any single thing I thought of. I was like, I'll do it. I'll give it a shot for you guys. It may fall terribly flat. It may be something that we really laugh at. You may laugh at me and not at me, if that makes sense, where you're like, this guy's a freaking moron. I don't care. I'm here to do something interesting in this moment. And one day somebody will reflect and say, that was freaking nuts. And I'm glad that existed in a time when no one had anything like that. Everything's so controlled. And everybody's so afraid to totally be themselves. They hide themselves. I come out here every day and just let it all out, because if I didn't, I would be miserable in my life. So I thank you guys for allowing me to get into this insanity. And I think that, these are just examples of the 4,000 pieces of content here on this platform. So if I'm just playing you random stuff. That means you could do the same thing. You just go and push play on stuff, and you'll see it's stuff that's never been seen. It's just kind of there. This right here I just did the other day live here. Another example of how comedy starts on this show. I want you to watch this because I think this is a really funny bit. And plus, I haven't done Archie Bunker and Edith maybe more than twice in my life. I'll give you the link.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text.
Because we don't know what she was doing.
They were banging it out.
Oh, really? There was a bang biggity boo going on? Just them? They were doing it? Like they're getting married next? Like, oh, look, we're getting married anyway. Let me just play a little, just the tip. Like, it's a game. It's a game. The Howells are into it, Look, we're getting married next month, Good old Eunice.
Oh, Archie! Oh, Archie, we gotta wait till our wedding night.
Settle down there, Edith. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Benjamin Franklin. Guys, when Ben Franklin was doing it, not like they were doing it, Stephen Howell style, like the night of the wedding. They're like, oh, what time's the wedding? Like, I'm not sure, but we got time to do a little bang biggity boo, So I was thinking Silas is a good name for our firstborn. I know you're going to give birth to a boy. If you don't, that's all right. We'll get rid of you quick. 1776. You don't produce a boy? 29. We got till I'm like 32 here. You know what I mean? You got to get with it, Eunice. Eunice did not like that, But remember, 1776 didn't freaking matter what the hell Eunice thought. You know what I mean?
Oh, Archie!
Shit there, Edith. Settle down there. Go get me my beer there, Edith.
Oh, Archie! I'm gonna get you beer, Archie!
Right? 1776 style. Archie and Eunice, back in the day. Archie Howell. And Edith, Howell.
Oh, Archie!
Sometimes when you show up on a Celebrity Impressionist stream and Archie Bunker comes out with some racial crap, you know what I mean?
Oh, Archie!
Right? Haven't done Archie and Edith in a while. Sometimes you gotta do it. Okay then, meathead. Oh, Archie, what are you talking about all the time? Archie, you're always talking about that. You don't know what you're talking about, Archie. I'm so sick of you, Archie. Every time you do. Oh, shut up there, meathead.
Oh, Archie! Oh, don't do that! Archie! Don't call me meathead, Archie! Oh!
Settle down there, Edith. Get my beer. Wow, guys, you come down, you hang out, have a good time. Of course, you're there. I'm here. Together, we're doing it. Not like Stephen Howell doing it, wedding night. He banged Biggity Boo. He put it in a hiney butt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he did that. Maybe. We don't know. We're still, the jury's still out on the Howells and how they had that baby so quickly, Some sort of, weird stuff. Because that the priest would check to make sure that hymen was still good. Jonathan, can you come in here for a second? I got to talk to you. Jonathan, I think there was some bang biggity booing going on over here because that hymen ain't right. Yeah. Like, we're here, that's my job to check on the hymen, and like, you guys come over and you do the license. You have to sign it and say everything's good. There's a virgin, creation experience going on here, because we don't know what she was doing.
They were banging it out.
Oh, really? There was a bang biggity boo going on? Just them? They were doing it? Like, they're getting married next? Like, oh, look, we're getting married anyway. Let me just play a little, just the tip. Like, it's a game. It's a game. The Howells are into it, Look, we're getting married next month, Good old Eunice.
Oh, Archie! Oh, Archie, we gotta wait till our wedding night.
Settle down there, Edith. Edith, you gotta settle down there, okay? You know what, guys? Sometimes when you're in the middle of it and you're creating comedy out of nothing, you get to the high end. I don't even know what the hell. How did we get there? It's the Eunice and Stephen Bible, by the way. That's been with me since I started this show. Getting back to what I was telling you, this is a story about. Join us here on Mark Inspires, where we're here to effect a positive change one person at a time. Oh my goodness, I love the comedy on this show. Like, how did I get to the hymen? That is the craziest freaking comedy ever. And that just goes to show you, I will try and go anywhere with my comedy in order to break you guys away. Comedy is intended and should completely be surprising. You should never know what I'm going to do, because I don't know what I'm going to do. If you know what I'm going to do, this show sucks, because I have no idea what I'm going to do. So, like that, I don't know. That stuff to me is nuts. And also, again, you watch the Hilaria Baldwin thing, and it is just crazy to me how much comedy comes out of some of these situations. These people are morons, and it's hilarious. It really is. I'm going to play you this is my second piece of content I ever released here on YouTube in 2009. Now, it's goofy. You either love it or hate it. It's that type of thing. And what's kind of interesting is this, I talked about this last time. This is right when I was in between. We have 3 kids, and this is when we were pregnant with the second. And my youngest, or my oldest, was upstairs asleep when I did these 3. And I still have to find it, but I have Owen Wilson somewhere. I recorded it. I just don't know where the tapes are. And I don't even have a mini DV player anymore, I don't think, so I'd have to figure that out. But outside of that, this right here was I used to do this thing with Harry Carey. I liked Will Ferrell's impression of Harry Carey. So this is an impression of Will Ferrell. I've had some people say, it doesn't even sound like Harry Carey. I'm like, I'm not trying to sound like, I don't even know it. I've watched a few things with Harry Carey. I'm like, Will Ferrell's really going overboard on Harry Carey. But that's what makes it funny. So I'm doing an impression of Will Ferrell when I do it. And so keep that in mind. And then, of course, you'll know the other guy.
Hey, you ever been to Mogadishu? Mogadishu? Yes, of course. I just want to hear you say it. Mogadishu. This show is sponsored by Jack Daniels.
the most fantastic beverage on the planet. Next to agua and Perrier. Welcome to the Harry Carey program. I'm your host, Harry Carey. Hey, we got a fantastic program tonight. I got a very special guest, my friend Mr. Christopher Walken.
How are you?
Fantastic. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I've been eating well. I've been running, dieting, Pilates, yoga, even Avatar.
Do you ever eat your vegetables?
I love my vegetables. I love Brussels sprouts, green beans. Yes, I eat my vegetables.
That goes down smooth. It's like caramel. Hey, I loved you in Tootsie.
Tootsie?
Oh, you weren't in Tootsie. I'm sorry. That was a different guy.
You do it again, stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Hey, what's your favorite roll?
I like a pumpernickel. It's a good bread.
No, I'm not talking about Portuguese rolls or croissants or even Kaiser rolls. Now I'm hungry. Hey, Christopher. Thanks for coming on the program tonight.
You're welcome.
Hey, you ever heard of ShamWow?
ShamWow, of course.
It soaks up water and soda and wine and Jack Daniels.
It's shamtastic. 1-800-SHAM-WOW.
Seems to be catching on.
Nothing picks up liquids like ShamWow.
Huh? Oh, sorry, Christopher. I think I might need stronger spectacles.
How many fingers am I holding up right now?
How many fingers? 2? No? 4? Oh, hell, I don't know. Maybe 13. Let's be honest, I can't see a friggin' thing.
You're blind. You're blind as a bat. 3 fingers. 3-finger brown.
I can't even see my glass of Jack Daniels, but I know it's here. I think they call it legally blind. Go Cubs! Go Cubs! This show is sponsored by Jack Daniels, the most fantastic beverage on the planet. Next to agua and Perrier. Hey, you ever been to Mogadishu?
Mogadishu? Yes, of course.
I just want to hear you say it.
Mogadishu.
Hey, remember that movie you were in? It was called The Dead Zone. You used to touch people and then you could see the future. I kind of wish I could do that sometimes, where I could touch someone and I could see the future. Hey, you're not going to want to go on that elevator. Hey, Christopher, could you really see the future? Or was that just a film?
It's just a film. Harry, I'm an actor. I play a part.
Hey, #1 film of all time with Christopher Walken, Pulp Fiction. Hey, Christopher, how about doing a little Pulp Fiction for us?
Butch, this watch was given to your great-granddaddy, Dane Coolidge. Dane Coolidge was in World War I. He gave the watch to a wingman named Wanaki. Wanaki, a man he never met before in his life. Wanaki held the promise he'd bring the watch home to your daddy, Butch. Your daddy was wearing this watch when he was shot over that pit of hell in Hanoi. Your father, the way he looked at it is your birthright. He'd be damned if the slimy yellow gooks get their hands on the watch, so he hid the watch. In one place he knew he could, up his ass. He wore the watch up his ass for 5 years. He died of dysentery. Give me the watch. I wore this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 years. They sent me home. Family. Now, Butch, give the watch to you.
Wow, that's a great story, Christopher Walken. I want to thank you all for watching the program tonight. I want to thank our special guest, Mr. Christopher Walken.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Magoo.
Live on Harry Carey next week, we got Owen Wilson. Hey, Christopher, thanks again for coming out. Hope to see you soon. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Go Jack Daniels, go Cubs. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming out. Hey, I need a refill. You ever gone to a bar and you smell so bad that they won't serve you a drink? It happens to me all the time.
He spent 5 years of his life in Chinese prison. You'd be damned if these slimy little gooks get their hands on your birthright, so he hit the watch. A pizzazz.
I love Jack Daniels.
I've been talking to my guru.
Hey, Christopher, we loved you in Hairspray. Hey, how was it working with John Travolta as a woman?
I'll tell you what, Harry, let's continue this next time.
Did you ever do math? What's 12 times 12 plus 4? Yes, 148, I know. By Menon.
By Menon, I was even doing it back in 2009 when I filmed that second piece on YouTube. By Menon. I've always made that joke. I love that. As a kid, I thought of that joke. I'm like, man, that's such a great tagline. Because they're saying it's like they're by Menon. It's by, but like he's also telling you to go by Menon, and it's like such a great concept. So I used to joke. I think the first time I joked was Dick Facce. I did like a 15-minute bit about how Dick Facce walked in with a briefcase of cash to try to buy Menon. Hold on a minute. I try to buy Menon. You tell me buy Menon. 15 years. I saved my dollars and cents. I put them in a briefcase. I put them right here for you. I'm coming to buy Menon. You tell them to come on out with the contracts. I'm buying Menon. I got enough cash. You can't sell Menon. But it's false advertising. Right, Wharton Fissel, my brother? NG17, thank you so much for being here till the end. Trish Killian, I know comedy can be a little bit much when it's 1 in the morning. It's 1:05 in the morning for me. I did think about playing maybe one more thing for you, a little piece of music, but it is 1:35 in the morning. Maybe a little too late for that. Man, my eye, I got an itch all of a sudden. I hope everybody tries to stay warm over the next couple of days and also stay healthy. I've kind of noticed it seems like everybody's got the COVID-bovy, and like a lot of people I know, family and stuff, have COVID. And, I'm hopeful I don't, it doesn't come my way. But the reality is stay healthy, and if you can, just don't listen to the health experts. Listen to your heart. And I think that you need to just stay hydrated and all those things. And hopefully you'll be totally fine because it's going to be cold over the next couple days. I think we're getting some snow. I don't know how much. I think just a couple inches where I am. So we'll see. But I just want to make sure you guys are staying hydrated. You're taking whatever vitamins you need to in order to stay healthy during the winter time here. And get ready for whatever's coming next. I'm very concerned about this whole May situation where 194 countries are going to sign on to allow the WHO to take over the world if there's ever another Plandemiru. And it baffles me. They got everything wrong during this previous one, and they clearly were working with China, and now we're going to give them control of the entire world, let them run our government, let them run our police, no human rights. That's something they crossed out, and apparently America's still on board to sign it. So we're dealing with a communist, administration that they're giving away our country to some health organization that doesn't even get it right when you're in the middle of one. So the only answer here is we all live in different states. We need to start speaking out to the people that are running these states, to the senators, to the congressmen. And I'm going to get a list and see where mine are going to be. And I'm going to see if I can maybe go out with my camera and film a couple questions I asked them about this and see if they answer and find out if they're against it. I may find where they're like, no, we're not on board with that. And I want to see if anybody says that, or if they're like, look, it's better that we trust the PSYOP. I mean, whatever they say, it doesn't matter, because They're trying to take away our freedom with this move. And it's weird because no one's stopping it on either side of the aisle. They're letting this happen. They're letting them take our freedom away to the point where they're going to make sure everybody does what they want you to do. Why? Yeah, why is it doing this? Can you turn your mic up? I don't know why it seems to get low. I think it's because I have this, let's see, I'm going to try to turn it up like that, see if that's any better. I have this compressor, I think, on, so I don't wind up bleeding into while I play music and stuff, and maybe that's why when I'm just talking at a normal volume, it gets kind of knocked down to a very hard to hear level. I'll try to see if I could talk louder. So anyhow, I do want to say that whatever happens with 2024, I still intend, I'm doing my very best to make it possible to be here with you guys every day in order to get through it. And all I can say is this is the time more than ever that we need to bring as many people onto this channel, onto this chat on a daily basis so we can stay alert and we can stay healthy mentally with some music that's coming at you at 432 hertz, comedy that's being created in the moment, and just a vibe that I think is needed right now, which is good vibes. I'm going to come out here and do something really, really special in this moment, and I think that that's always a positive thing as long as we can do it together. So, tomorrow, we will do it again, of course, and it is Monday. I think I'm going to get on and answer all of A-Play's questions in the morning. King Kong, that's your time, my friend. I hope you'll be here tomorrow for that. 9 a.m. I intend to be live. See if we do an hour in the morning, and it's already 1 in the morning, so I'm not sure if that's going to be 9. It may be 10 because there's no real rush on Martin Luther King Day. I may do 10 a.m. tomorrow. So just make sure you take a look for the thumbnail and share, leave comments, all that good stuff. And if you could please do me a favor, I don't know how you do this if you look at community posts, if there's a specific way, but try to figure out and just leave me comments on this. Yeah, I see your community posts, or no, I never see your community posts. Or, yeah, I see them and I just don't really feel like leaving comments or liking. And please do me a favor, if you do happen to ever see them, throw a like at it. I never get any likes, never get any comments, never get anything when I post these community posts. And it's very frustrating because I see all my other colleagues, I'd say, people that are also in the similar boat with similar followings, get 60, 70, 80, 100 likes and all these comments when they put community posts. And it's like I'm in a fucking... like this weird no man's land when I post. Like no one sees those. It's weird. So take a look and let me know if you ever see them. And if you do, try to interact. Let's see if YouTube will do anything with that and share it with more people. But that kind of blows my mind. I'm trying to tell you guys about a new piece of content or about a show that's coming up. And then I'll look back like 2 days later and I'm like, 0 likes. That means nobody saw it. That's insane. Or people saw it and they just like, I don't care about liking it. But then why are they liking everybody else's community posts if they won't even like mine or say anything or leave comments? I don't know. Like I said, curious to see if you guys have any answers to that. And tomorrow, we'll do it again. Let me say goodnight to you, fam and friends. Let's see what we got. Oh, awesome. I like them all, now I see them. So basically, King Kong, I think, is saying is once you start to interact with those, then they'll start to show you more of them, maybe. So keep that in mind if you want to at least know when stuff is coming up and little notes I leave about piece of content that I'm proud of before they premiere. Check out those little pieces of nugget. Those are little nuggets. I'm trying to find the channel. Joanne, keep the wheeze down. Guys, sometimes you write new lyrics to an old song, and it has to do with Joanne's wheeze. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a tremendous wheeze. Barella, my friend. Guys, when Barella's here, it's a party time. We get axes. We start throwing them at, targets. It's just a good time, Kill it and grill it. Sometimes he's here. When Barella's here, we get the axes and killing and grilling all at the same time. That's a party. That is a party. S-Coop is here. Virginia, Wharton Thistle, and I'm going to say goodnight to NG17 as well. I think that there's a good chance that we're all in it together. Look at this, guys. 9 concurrent viewers. We could do better than that, right, guys? I mean, come on. How many days in a row are we here? But I've been on for 74 hours. It's 1:13 in the morning. Still, that means it's only 11:13 in the morning and 10:13 and 11:13 at night and 10:13 at night in the West Coast. Where the frig are the West Coast folks? You know what I mean? Doing it. Anyway, I do appreciate the famine friends, you guys, Wharton Thistle in it, the NG17 in it, you know? We're all having a good time. That's the important thing. And hopefully we'll continue to bring more folks in for the journey this year that I think is going to get rough. I do. So we'll see if this positivity can lead us somewhere away from it for a little while. Until tomorrow. Joanne! Louise, please keep it down. You got to go away. Yeah. Just till tomorrow. A little happy Martin Luther King Day. We'll have a very positive message tomorrow about having a dream. See you in the AM. 10 a.m.